All right, good evening, folks. Welcome to Friday Night Fun Night on Kirk's Law Corner. On location tonight, I'm camping. No, it's a little breezy out here, but Oh, are we ready? We ready for what's about to happen? Some of you that are tuned in might know. I recently heard that, from several different sources, that this whole banking system is being redone, which I've talked about for a year and a half now. Year and a half ago, I talked about this whole banking system. Remember when the three international banks there in China got shut down? I told folks then that that's what was going on. That whole international banking cabal crap, it's going down. So that's something, I don't know, something that's happening out there. And of course, if you're not paying attention or not in the know, that's, well, my people shall perish for lack of knowledge. But uh, some of the other things that are going on, like they're stopping the importation of goods. What does that mean, folks? Aside from no more cheap Chinese crap. Think about our own infrastructure. Think about our own products that we produce. Um, Not a whole lot, right? A lot of it got moved to China because it's cheaper, less taxation, and that created a little bit of a problem here in America, um, because we we can't manufacture this stuff for ourselves anymore. The whole industrial realm of things, right, is just gone. What up, Diesel Days? Kelly, Rosalind? Right? Well, I think we're going to be in a little bit of a hurt. Right on. I guess that's an inspiration out there. My 18-year-old daughter wants to be just like you. Thank you, Liberty for All, and your daughter. Hi, Jacqueline. We're here on YouTube. Fruit Monkey, Mark, good to see you, brother. Scott, what else we got over here? Constitution Scott and Scott Rector. What else we got? James, Dana, Gun Toting Texan, of course, Liberty for All. Yeah, how's them fires over there, brother? It sucks here. Well, you and I are kind of in the same boat. Been a little bit smoky. David's daughter, good to see you. Hey Troy, how you doing? Man, yeah, the air seems to be clearing up a little bit. Let me see where it's at right now. Oh wow, actually, actually, it's pretty clear out there right now. I can see the foothills, the mountain there, uh, pretty clear. Yay! So it's looking good outside here for once in about what 2 weeks. I see you, Rex. Thanks, brother. Yeah. Now there you go, folks, right there. Canning applesauce tonight and doing blueberry pie in a jar tomorrow. That's how you store food for a rainy day. Hey Jed, how you doing? Jed Clampett. Anybody remember who Jed Clampett is? Yeah, I think we need to figure something out. Of course, they don't want us to, right? And that's the thing is like all around town here there is um, all sorts of signs of hiring mechanics, and I mean even McDonald's. Like I even seen a sign on well, it was on Facebook, but a sign that says, "Hey, we all quit." It was Burger King. They all just quit, walked out. Okay. In my mind, I'm okay with fast food pretty much being eliminated, but I think we need to get back to um, feeding ourselves. Cooking our own foods, and that I mean I definitely grew up in a time where fast food wasn't um, real prevalent. Like when we had our McDonald's, we had A&W, we had the here locally we had Red Steer, but I remember it was like a special treat to go out for dinner, right? I remember when Pizza Hut was a dine-in restaurant before they had delivery, and kind of miss some of the old time um, pipe organ, pizza parlors, video games, and they played live music, kind of entertaining for us kids. I remember going to those after like baseball baseball games, that kind of stuff. Don't have a whole lot of that left. Now we got a bunch of crappy, if you want to even want to call it food. I mean, that's the scary part. What the heck is it that they're serving the people? Some of that, I don't know, it's pretty gross, right? Oh, what? Hmm. Okay. I Yep. Mom and pop diners are way better than fast food. So support them, support the mom and pops out there, and stop going to the, the chain, the franchises. Go to those the knockoff one of a kinds, right? The mom and pop stuffs. Right, Kelly? That's what I'm talking about. I quit eating there because of that. Although I pretty much cut McDonald's out, I don't know, 10 years ago. But meat that grows doesn't sound good. No, grows something. Lab grown meat, right? Boy, that just sounds good, don't it? Don't you want to just eat some of that artificial meat, or what's come out there about McDonald's meat? That's that's not good. And see there again, uh, that it isn't our government supposed to be protecting us, defending us, the general welfare, protecting us from things that may cause injury, loss, or harm to the people, might be poisonous to us. Um, yeah, not for human consumption. Exactly. There's some definitely stuff out there we should not be eating. They're cooking it up, handing it right out the window, right into your car. Bam, bam, there you go. Man, yeah, that's the crazy part. The stuff that they're finding in these in the food, alleged food. But yeah, caught putting rat meat in their products in the 70s. I guess they call that filler, right? And yeah, pretty much anything uh, in the big box stores is compromised. It's all the chemicals and all that stuff. And, Tony Pellegrino actually woke me up to some of that stuff. I'm like, certain ingredients that are in there. And I started looking on the list of ingredients in certain foods at the grocery store. And I'm like, yeah, no, I've quit. I've actually quit buying certain products because of those alleged those chemicals being in there. So I think, you know, they are trying to depopulate. This is genocide. I mean, there's all sorts of things going on, all by evil design to kill us off. I mean, how else do you look at it? I mean, they're allowing poisonous stuff to be in our food, in our water, in the air. Um, they're allowing poisons to be uh, given to us as drugs. They they come under the guise of medicine, but is it really medicine? Because last time I checked, medicine was actually, for a cure. So um, that I mean, in my mind, that's the clear distinction between actual medicine. Is it something that is actually designed to cure? Is it natural? Does it come from the earth itself? That would be natural. If it's concocted, manufactured, and all these uh, chemical processing, that can't be good, right? I mean, you got a chemist back there. Oh, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and put a little bit of that in there, and yeah, there we go. It alleviates this, but side effects include dizziness, loss of eyesight, hearing, diarrhea, you know, uh, bleeding stomachs, or who knows. That list grows and grows with each one. But if you ever look at that, the alleged the side effects there, why would you even want to take it? And the fact is they know through testing about the side effects, but it's okay. Does that make sense to anybody else out there? Or am I just like one of the only ones that go, aren't you supposed to be protecting us from what may cause injury, loss, or harm? And the fact that it's not a cure? No, get it out of here. I don't know, man. All I can say is hope everybody's got their personal affairs in order. One being you're right with God, because these people, they're not going to stop. I mean, again, um, this is what's been going on for since 400 BC. Same old stuff, just different decade, different millennia, right? Gotta have them supplies. I think that's what we're coming down to is we're gonna have to start fending for ourselves. Yeah, I agree. Oh, hold up, what? Wow, good. Yeah, I see some people out here uh, definitely prepared, so that's good. I mean, that's where we need to be for the most part. My family and I are well situated. We should be okay. And I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Like pretty much like everybody else, but I can see a little bit of writing on the wall, and I can see some of the things that's happening that may cause some issues, may cause some problems for us. So I, I've been telling people for years, 7 years now to get You can, again, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. So, technically speaking, we're not responsible for anyone else other than ourselves. So, uh, but again, there are things that we could be doing, right, to help clean up our area at a local level. Um, Things are heating up here in Idaho. I don't know about anywhere else, but um, I'm seeing people standing up, but they're not. I mean, I guess I wouldn't say standing up in the sense of actually following due process of law and actually filing paperwork and doing something about it. But people are coming together. Like I talked about on Monday, there went out there for that rally, and they had another one today. Of course, they've had a couple of them in different cities, but the one that was on Monday, um, those 1,000+ peoples to put their name on some paperwork and file it. Imagine the power of 1,000 people coming together, signing a petition to the legislature for the redress of grievances to revoke a corporation's business license because their policy comes in conflict with our rights. Imagine the power of that. But do you think I could get anybody interested in doing that? No. Everybody wants to just tote some signs around, parade around on a sidewalk, and call it protesting when a protest is a formal written declaration, written and being the key word. So they don't even, this is I, this is what bugs me so much, I guess. I don't know, bug me or what, but people don't even know the definitions of the words they're using. It just, I don't know. I guess, back to we've all been dumbed down and brainwashed, and it's, of course, it's on purpose, right? By evil motive, evil design, to basically make us all compliant and complicit. Right? Same thing, man. I show them the law, put it out there, and they still just, it just, I don't know. It's like it doesn't even go in one ear and out the other ear. It just, like, I don't know, flies right on by. Yeah, I'm trying to stay positive, but need people to just come together. You know, I why people uh try to tear me down. People that I've I've known for a few years now. It's like when they first met me and, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then when it was come down to trying to actually learn this stuff that I was trying to teach or been teaching, they just, I don't know. And then because they don't want to learn it, they don't want to listen. I've showed them right out of the dictionary the word protest. They still just don't get it. And then they just, I don't know, it's getting to the point now where some of them have turned on me and talk crap about me. And it's like, well, yeah, well, what are you doing? Well, I'm doing what I can. Yeah, great. But what are you doing? Because you're claiming that I'm not doing anything. So what are you doing? You're not doing anything either. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's I get it. Here's a comment out here. We don't know how to make complaints or claims. That's the issue. We don't know, and many are scared because of retaliation by these people in prominent positions. Oh, I get it. But I've been right here teaching this crap for over 4 years, 4.5 years on Facebook and YouTube. And a year and a half prior to that on Blog Talk Radio. Not only that, just my local peeps, right? But I don't see a whole bunch of my local people coming to me. One of the things, oh, well, he's not an attorney. Again, you don't even know what an attorney is. Y'all seem to think that that's a member of the bar. No. Prosecuting attorney. We have the right to prosecute our own claims. We have the right to file our own criminal complaints and prosecute them. It's called a prosecuting attorney. We all have that right. So yes, in fact, I can be an attorney. What about durable power of attorney in fact? That makes somebody an attorney. And a lawyer is one who's knowledgeable on the law, one who speaks the law, is a law sayer. Also known as defense lawyer. So you have the offense and the defense. The attorney does the attorney to take from one man and give to another man. And the defense lawyer to defend against fraud. The bar is neither of those. They're a bunch of human traffickers. But still, that's the first step, admitting that you don't know. So if you don't know, wouldn't it behoove us to educate ourselves on how to do that? I mean, that's back to one of them fundamental principles taught in grade school, right? We go tell on these people. Schoolyard bully comes by, we're supposed to go tell on them. So why aren't we telling on them? Why aren't we asking the question of how do we tell on them? Yeah, I got a task for some people out there. If you happen to have a member of the bar you've retained recently or currently have, ask them how to file a criminal complaint against a bad actor in government. See what kind of answer they give. And remind them that you have the right to prosecute your own claims. You have the right to file a criminal complaint against them. that you know you have that right. Right, Jacqueline? They don't know. They don't. Yeah, they, you know, had a meeting Tuesday. Got an attorney, member of the bar, that knows there's a problem, admits it that there's stuff going on that's wrong. She knows it's wrong and wants to learn from me, a member of the bar. God bless her. That's good. Somebody who actually has integrity to admit the truth and want to do something about it. Those are the ones we need. There are good people out there that are members of the bar. Chris and I have talked about this before. Chris has had several members of the bar talk to him, want to learn from him, and admitted the same thing. They didn't teach them the law in law school. See, all of these bar law schools are by the American Bar Association. You have to go to law school in a school that's been approved by the American Bar Association. Wait a minute. Shouldn't that be approved by the people? Shouldn't the people have oversight of an educational institution? Yeah, we should. If all political power is inherent in the people, we have the right to alter, reform, or abolish anything at any time we deem it necessary. You're damn right. But that's not the way it is. So think about that for just a minute. The American Bar Association approves certain schools for people to go to law school, right? You have to go to their schools. These aren't public schools like you think. These are private American Bar Association schools. And they teach the curriculum that they want to teach. And it's not under any scrutiny by the people. Well, yep, exactly. Code school, barcode school. You know, that's the funny thing is I bought a few of these law school books. Okay, I have them on my shelf. I've read from them. One of them being Code Pleading book, which I actually haven't really read from that one because I know it's just a bunch of crap. But the fact is I have it as evidence. Because, gee, what is code? Don't you have to have the cipher to decipher the code? So, again, think Judge Eisman, Idaho Supreme Court, before he retired, 2014, Peterson versus Peterson. He laid out why the Idaho Code is not the law. And not only did he lay it out, he laid it out all the way from the beginning of the creation of the Idaho State Bar. I mean, the whole thing, from the creation of the Idaho State Bar down to the Code Commission, that the governor has the authority to select 7 members of the bar to sit on the Code Commission, and then they vote between themselves, the board, which of the 3 of them writes the Idaho Code and publishes it. And again, I've recently discovered this, that our legislature, you look at their bills and their resolutions, to amend the Idaho Code. But if the Idaho Code is not the law, and it's supposedly prima facie evidence of the law, the statute, then why isn't the legislature amending the statute? And then the Code Commission would have to amend their code books to reflect the amendment to the statute. Yeah, can somebody answer that question for me? Why is the legislature making amendments to the Idaho Code when the Idaho Code is not the law? Well, it's prima facie evidence of the law. Okay, what law? And why isn't the legislature making amendments to that law before the change of the Idaho Code? Uh-oh, busted. That's right. American jurisprudence, Rex out here. Statutes, by contrast, and we're talking, this is from American Jurisprudence, Volume 16, Constitutional Law, Section 2. By contrast to the Constitution, are enactments and rules for the government of civil conduct promulgated by the legislative authority of the state. Yeah, see, statutes are for government civil conduct, not the people in the privates. Back to Hale versus Henkel. And I know you'll love this one, Rex. 10011110111. That's code, right? Anybody understand what I just said there? I don't even know what the hell I just said there. I spoke in code. Does anybody understand that? Anybody comprehend? I should say, comprehend that? Bunch of ones and zeros. Why not? It's prima facie evidence of the law. Spoken code. You should all know that, right? Yeah, that's where I'm at right there, because they don't understand they are committing treason. And this is where I'm having the hard time, because I do, and I try to talk to them about it, and they get all butthurt with me. I don't get it, especially when they're the supposedly liberty-minded representatives, senators. And when I try to talk to them about the law, break out the Constitution and show them the letter of the law, what it says, as it is written, published by the Secretary of the State, they don't want to listen. So, hate to say this, but there ain't one of you who think you're liberty-minded or you're constitutionally voting there. You're not. You're committing treason on a daily basis. You know, some of them I want to try and save because I know they're good people. But if you don't want to take the time to actually listen to me and change your mind after I present you with evidence, and you want to say you're liberty minded, you're all for the Constitution and our rights, but yet when I present the law to you, you don't want to listen to me, you're going down. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to do. Lead, follower, get out of the way. Because it's coming. Make no mistake, that's coming too. And that's part of the reason why, what's the other flip side of that they're trying to retaliate? Well, we'll just cut your food supply off. That's the major one right there. Food. Yep. And it is a capital offense. Right straight from the Law of Nations, written by Emmer D. Patel, Book 1, Chapter 3, Section 34. It is a capital offense to subvert the fundamental law or the Constitution. See, I don't care about any treaties, right? Because you can't alter the fundamental law. It's fundamental. No treaty, not even the Constitution, can come in conflict with the fundamental law. That's the law of the nation. So, but it's up to us, right, to tell on them. And I know there's a lot of corruption out there, but there's also some other things that are behind the scenes that are there for us to use that Trump put in place. So when are we going to start using it? When are we going to start filing petitions and criminal complaints? We've been working on a few of them. And now I'm getting ready to start doing some crazy stuff here in Idaho. My cases are up. So they can't deny me to speak, can't deny me to file paperwork, can't deny me to take a exercise of my right to due process of law and take this stuff down. It's my turn. Let's see what happens. Let's see if the squeaky wheel gets the grease. At this point, it's, I'm just going to have to lead by example. It's my turn. It's my turn to do it. And hopefully I prevail. There's CC. Haven't seen you for a while. Been on vacation in Alaska. Yeah. I don't know. Well, tonight's just a Friday night fun night. I did plan on a little bit of stuff over there, but changed my mind. What's happening, brother Rob? Glad you made it. Yeah, about that UN. Right? And that's the thing. Okay, the judges in our county here don't care. Right? They don't have oaths of office. Right? But see, that's not where we go to tell on them. We have to go and tell on them. They're part of the corruption. They're the ones that have to go down. They're the ones that it has to go away. They're all a bunch of de facto kangaroo courts without facts of law, and they don't recognize the Constitution. They don't recognize our rights. Our alleged government has gone rogue, and it's nothing but the bar in control of the legislature, the executive, and the judicial. It's all just the bar. There's a sufficient amount of members of the bar and the legislature to keep anything good from happening. And this is why I say elections have been rigged for a long time. This isn't something new. Well, let's see. YouTube is on my right. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube on that side and Facebook over there. Actually I have 4 screens right here right now. And that's why I keep looking around, reading, trying to keep up with your comments and all the good stuff going on, making sure everything's running right. Yeah. Yeah, the deads have been voting for a long time. It's just a bunch of shmew, right? SMU stuff made up. Yep, the original Article the 13th. Remember, there are articles in addition too. That's this thing, the real Bill of Rights. Right there. Articles in addition to and amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America. They are articles in addition to. Oh, man. Right? You know that inner voice, the little voice inside of us, that gut feeling is right 90% of the time. Exactly, Mark. We need to start listening to that inner voice. And in my mind, we got to be a little more in touch with God to get to that inner voice. But being beside ourselves is Probably the part of the problem, right? Okay. Constitution Scott, YouTube. The courts are corrupt. They do what they want and they ignore who they want. I know. So why don't people learn how to do their paperwork to create the court of record as evidence of following due process of law? Because due process of law, the first fundamental principle of due process of law is notice and opportunity. Opportunity to correct what they're doing that's wrong. Okay. And when they don't, after you put them on notice, now they're culpable. I know that seems a little weird, but that's how due process of law works. And that's in the judicial branch, right? No, that's due process of law out on the streets. But the same applies in the court. So you file your notice of special appearance objecting to the personal jurisdiction, and you file your motion to dismiss with all of your grounds, reasons why the case should be dismissed, the cause of action should be dismissed. There's lots of different grounds for dismissal out there. Do you know them? Do you know how to write them down? Do you know how to articulate them? Put them on paper? Got to be done in paper. You have to create the court of record, because after you create your court of record and you go file your criminal complaint and you ask them to go do an investigation, well, what are they going to read? If you don't have any documents in there proving that you followed due process of law, that you filed and gave them notice and afforded them the opportunity to do the right thing, well, now, where's the evidence? There ain't none. Plain and simple. So this is the key. Notice an opportunity to do the right thing. So if you're not following due process of law, well, then you're no better than the ones that are violating your right to due process of law, because you're violating their right to due process of law. Quite the conundrum, isn't it? But if you don't create the record that you did follow due process of law, and you in fact filed that paperwork properly and properly served them, and you afforded them the opportunity to do the right thing and they still didn't, well, now you have a right to a cause of action to go after them criminally, and you have the evidence to support your claims. Well, on this day, I served them with this. I told them. How could they not know? But see, they play on a lot of presumptions and assumptions, right? They presume that you're this corporate fiction, the all capital letters, and that they're charging you with a crime. They're not making claims, they're charging you. That's a bill of attainder, bill of pains and penalties, a charge. You've been attained to pay this bill. That's foreign to our form of government and repugnant to our law. Article 1, Section 9 and 10, Constitution of the United States of America. So once you do that, and you want to go tell on them, now you have all of your evidence. And not only that, if you know this, it's a lot easier to remain calm, file your paperwork, remain in honor, and just go with the flow. You know that you've done your due diligence, you've filed your paperwork, you've put them on notice, you've created the record, and any man of sound mind possessing logic and reason, after coming in and looking at the court of record, the documents, and reading them, because reading means reading, shall come to a reasonable conclusion based in reality who the real criminals are, or they're insane. Nope. No, you do not have to video serving them. You send it in the mail. You also do certifications of service or affidavit of service. And I put this aforementioned document, motion to dismiss, in the mail, da 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 da. You can certify your own mailings. You don't need the green card. Okay. Right. That's the other one. Keep your hands clean. Got to have clean hands. It's not on the record, it's in the record. In the court of record is your documents. On the record is while you're in court. That's on the record. Documents are in the record. Kind of like the difference between in law, which is policy in the body politic, and at law, which is the common law. We don't have to sign anything. We're not required to sign anything. That's a contract. And if they try to force you to sign something, you sign it under duress, all rights reserved. Plain and simple. You always have copies. No. Well, Kenneth, you don't actually file your exhibits unless you're yeah, you have to do all your other paperwork first. Your exhibits, your evidence, don't go to the court. They go to the other side when you're right before you go to trial. Yeah, you don't give up uh you don't give up your evidence until it's time. Now, there's no filing fees when you go to the legislature or file criminal complaints. None. Now, here's another thing is you can do lawful notification letters in the private outside of the case. Now, this is key. Okay. This is that notice, right? Let's say somebody files a fraudulent suit against you. You could, technically speaking, file a lawful notification or send to the mail to your fellow man, whoever, let's say through the mail, whatever, a lawful notification letter, putting them on notice that what they're doing is unlawful and how it's unlawful and to cease and desist. I mean, essentially, that's how it's supposed to start. And if you don't do that, you could actually lose clean hands, dirty hands, because you didn't follow due process. Don't have any standing to claim a right to a cause of action because you didn't follow due process of law. So, right? I mean, that is the initial start of the cause of action. Because even the Bible tells us to go to the man and talk to the man. Where do you think due process of law comes from? The process that is due. The Bible dictates the process that is due. So that's essentially what a lawful notification letter is. You're putting it in writing. You're creating your record, the court of record. Not the building, your documents is the court of record. That's the evidence. Can you prove that you served your fellow man, that you went to the man and told him what he was doing was unlawful, was wrong, and you afforded him the opportunity to go, oh, crap, I'm sorry? Did you do that? Or did you afford him the opportunity to go, I'm rebutting that, or not responding at all, which is where silence is acquiescence. Okay? If you're served with a lawful notification letter and you're told to cease and desist, and here's the law, and here's the reasons why you need to cease and desist, and if you don't, here's your liability, you're gonna, you're causing damages to me. This is what it's gonna cost you. And they don't respond and they don't cease and desist, well, that silence is acquiescence. Imagine that, where there's a duty to respond. Now, if it's some fraudulent crap, you don't necessarily have to respond to it. But if it's something that's filed with the court or something like that, yeah, because that's the presumption. And then the judge who reads the record will assume that that is all truth, facts, and evidence in the record. That's in the record. Because it hasn't been rebutted. There's no objection here. So the judge is going to assume that it's true. And people seem to think that they can just go into the courtroom and just talk all this stuff without doing paperwork. That's not how that works. You cannot talk about something on the record that is not in evidence in the court of record. Now that works both ways, folks. If you're not filing your paperwork, how in the heck are you going to talk about anything in court? You don't have anything in evidence, the court of record. You have to file your paperwork. Now, if you've given rebuttal to paperwork that they filed, such as, hey, you don't have firsthand knowledge of anything here. You can't testify. You can't make any statements of facts because you have no firsthand knowledge. Their case starts falling apart real quick because they're trying to prosecute by information, not evidence, not facts of law or a statement of facts signed by under penalty of perjury by an actual firsthand knowledge witness or the accuser, the complainant. Where's that? The state can't be the complainant. The prosecutor can't be the complainant. The injured party is the complainant. Ah, so those are the keys right there. You want to kick their butt, you do the paperwork, because the paperwork, again, is the evidence. You want to go and tell on these people and go, look, I served them. I told them not that what they were doing was unlawful. I cited the law, not code. See, that's the difference between me and them. And why they're hating me so much is because I don't cite their code. Very rarely will I cite their code. I cite law, real law, facts of law. Oh, but I don't know anything about the law. Well, I guess we're about to see, aren't we? Well, according to U.S. versus Throckmorton and the statutes at large, not the code, the statutes at large on fraud and perjury, there is no statute of limitations on fraud with the exceptions of clerical errors and mistakes. Now, fraud upon the court, two totally different things. That's the judicial machinery. Yeah, I'm fine. Just burping over here. Anywho, yeah, we'll see. I had a hearing this morning, but it was just for continuance. So, but yeah, being they're still doing the video hearings. So I thought maybe they'd opened up the Ada County Courthouse for appearances there, but not yet. Right? Hey Jeff, what's happening, brother? So, technically speaking, the key words on fraud is I've recently discovered this fraud. Now, U.S. versus Throckmorton talks about a case of the case in there was 10 years prior. Okay, that he discovered the fraud. So it could be 10 years down the road that you discover this fraud. So again, listen to the words I'm saying. The key words to use. I've recently discovered this fraud. Well, when did you discover it? Recently. Well, when? Recently. Okay. That's it. I've recently discovered this fraud. That's all the words. That's the key word phrases, right? I've recently discovered this fraud. Whether it's intrinsic or extrinsic. Again, these are the keys to the gatekeepers, right? The key words. This gets you past the gate, the gatekeepers. That's the key to the gate to get through the gate so they can't stop you from going back on something 10, 20 years ago even. Okay? Now, this is our duty, right? Knowledge is power. You have to have this knowledge in order to be empowered. It will literally empower you, like it has me. Right? Date of discovery, recently. So now you're picking up when I'm laying down. Uh-oh. Okay. Right? Went into the court and called the judge a human trafficker. I did. You're all actively engaged in human trafficking. You're busted. Not on my watch. You're not getting away with this. Mm-mm. Like I said, it's my turn. Oh, there's lots of key statements. Your rights. Like one of my favorites is, under what lawful authority do you have to deprive me of my liberty here, right now? Right here, right now. What lawful authority do you have to deprive me of my liberty? That's in my August 24th video. I've used that several times. They all seem to back down when I ask that question. What lawful authority do you have to deprive me of my liberty right here, right now? Not legal, lawful, full of law. So, you know, our rights, and this goes right back to the Bible, right? Our tongues are sharper than a double-edged sword. When you know what your rights are, you know how to effectively claim and defend them. Like, what lawful authority do you have? That's it. When you speak the law, the truth, you shine the light on the darkness, the evil. The evil scurries every time. Yeah, I wouldn't say every time, but you can prevail. It may not be, wait a minute. What did he say? It might be sometime down the road, but it won't be here today. He's probably right. I think he is right. It will be sometime down the road. And the only reason why it didn't happen that day is because the sheriff and his officer deputies there didn't perform their duties under their emolument. Oh, yeah. They all become culpable, don't they? Mm-hmm. So, again, this is why it's important to do your documents, to create your record, which is what I did, and why I asked the one judge there. Well, I filed a judicial notice memorandum of law on the history of the right, point by point, facts of law, not your code. And the fact is that the Idaho Code is not the law, it's color of law. Did you read it? Yeah, I read it. Okay. He admitted that he was put on notice. He read it. That's all I need. It's in the record. Why didn't you read it? He said he did read it. Well, that's usurpation of power, right? Subversion of law, sedition, and treason. Now that I've created the record and he's created his record, like he said, well, I'm creating my record here. Yeah, yeah, he's trying to cover his butt, what he was trying to do. But the fact is the written record, which he says he read, says he can't do what he's doing. So now I have the evidence to go tell on him, right? Yes. See how that works? So I know it's kind of a little bit early tonight, but tell you, I'm pretty beat out. It's been a pretty rough week. We've been cramming it at the office, and there's some really good things going on. I want to thank those over on Patreon. Wednesday night there, good times. Patreon.com/Kirk Kirk's Law Corner. It's always Kirk's Law Corner. Kirk'sLawCorner.com, Kirk's Law Corner on Facebook, Kirk's Law Corner on YouTube, and Kirk's Law Corner over on Patreon. Again, over on Telegram, KLC Media Group. Start following me in there. Oh, what the heck just happened there? I missed that. Put the evidence in the car, Junior. I miss Chris. So if you'd like to help support the channels here and keep things going, because again, I do this for free, folks, right? I'm just trying to educate the people, trying to get that knowledge out there. Regina, you just joined. Good job. Somebody's on the ball. Somebody's paying attention out there. If you'd like to help support, though, over at the office, 6477 West Fairview Avenue, Suite C, Boise, Idaho 83704. If you're on Facebook, that's already on the page. YouTube, Fix It Fast is putting that out there for us. Thank you. And I want to thank everybody here, American Patriots. And actually, not just American Patriots, right? We got people all over the world watching. So Patriots galore everywhere. No matter where you're at, you're a patriot. If you're standing up against this tyranny and you're fighting for your rights, your way of life, then that's you're a patriot. Okay. So I want to thank all the patriots for being here, for trying to do something, trying to learn. Thanks for all your support. But yeah, over at the office there, if you want to send things over through the snail mail, and thank you for the recent donations over there. Thank you very much. And the behind the scenes peeps, thank you for everything that you do and being here, helping push this through. Things are getting exciting. There's something in the works, and I'm not ready to put that out there yet, but it'll come out in due time. It might be a couple of months before we get the ball fully rolling, but we're on it. And I do want to definitely thank those particular people that we had the meeting there Tuesday. So much love, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Keep studying, keep reading, And don't forget kirkslawcorner.com, the library over there. Start reading. Treatise on Arrest and False Imprisonment. Watch the educational series. They're on Facebook. They're on YouTube. Okay. They're on Patreon. And if you want to get on Patreon and you get in with the Wednesday night workshop, tier 3 or tier 4 over there. Okay. Yes, except for the stalkers and the crazy stalkers out there. We don't want you. We keep trying to block you, but you won't go away. And it's just, that's pretty crazy that you won't get the hint and you won't stop. But we'll just keep blocking you. Maybe you'll get the hint someday. No means no. Okay. So much love to everybody out there. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here for Monday Night Law. All right. Good night, everybody.